Hey there, this is Dr. Paul Firnhaber here at Lincoln Disc and Nutrition Center in Lincoln, Nebraska. And today we've got another 10 minutes of truth. So I want to cover an article that I found very good, very interesting, just like I do all the articles I cover. This article is from the journal Cellular and Molecular Neurobiology, August of this year. So it's fairly recent. It's called Melatonin and Health, Insights of Melatonin Action, Biological Functions, and Associated Disorders. So melatonin is a neurohormone released into circulation where it penetrates all tissues of the body. It's released from the pineal gland, which is pretty much in the center of our brain, and it's made from tryptophan, which is an amino acid. Melatonin helps regulate sleep patterns and circadian rhythms. Other benefits are immune regulation, reproduction, puberty timing, and mood disorders. Now, deficiencies in the production of melatonin are associated with a set of many disorders, such as cancer and neurological disorders. Melatonin crosses the blood-brain barrier easily, and it saturates pretty much every tissue of our body. It's decreased by blue light, which we get from cell phones, iPads, computers, of which, I am guilty of looking at my iPad and computer probably more than I should. And it's also decreased by over-the-counter painkillers such as acetaminophen and Tylenol. It's decreased by alcohol and decreased by smoking. It's increased by vigorous exercise and caffeine. So I have that going. So I have my coffee in the morning, and I do some vigorous exercise, so anything I get decreased by blue light, maybe I make up for it. I don't know. Protects mitochondria, which is really important. Mitochondria are the power plants of our body. They produce energy, and most chronic disease usually, I would say always, involves mitochondrial dysfunction and poisoning. So it protects mitochondria, protects proteins, lipids, which are fats, and DNA from free radicals. It helps regulate memory. It controls posture and balance, which is interesting because we deal with a lot of that here at our office. I measure posture and balance on every new patient exam. Most people don't have very good balance, and almost everybody that comes in has postural distortion. It regulates heart rate and arterial blood pressure. And the article stated that as little as 2 milligrams a day can decrease blood pressure, nocturnal blood pressure that goes up at night. So I wonder if that applies to daytime blood pressure as well. I don't know. It helps modulate the synthesis of insulin within the pancreas. So this would be really important for type 1 diabetics. Now, I didn't know this before I read this article. So melatonin is something you can get over the counter. You don't need to take a lot of it, but it can help lots of different things. And if you're a type 1 diabetic, it actually helps the beta cells of the pancreas produce insulin. Now, the article goes on to say quite a few things about different conditions that we see all the time in our culture that melatonin can help. So it's a very potent anti-inflammatory. It can help with Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, hypertension, obesity. That's something we're going to cover here in a minute. I guess I don't have it up there. it helps with cancer, diabetes, and sepsis. And it's really can be a really important factor in autoimmune disease, which a lot of people have. Several studies have reported the protective role of melatonin against breast cancer. It increases rise in circulation. In fact, an increase rise in circulating melatonin is associated with the loss of body fat mass. Well, that's interesting because if exercise elevates melatonin, then that helps you understand why exercise can decrease fat in the body. It also has an antibiotic, antiparasitic, and antiviral activity. Now, there's one of the things I wanted to read you from the article involving neurodegenerative disease. It says melatonin has been shown to be very helpful in treating neurological disorders such as Parkinsonism, Alzheimer's disease, brain edema, traumatic brain injury, depression, cerebral ischemia, hyperhomocysteinuria, that means elevated homocysteine in the blood, glioma, and phenylketonuria. So melatonin is very, very powerful hormone in the body. Now, I just want to give you this caveat. I don't want all of you going out and buying a bunch of melatonin and just pumping it into your body. Because when you do that with any hormone, it gives the body there's a feedback mechanism to stop making it on its own. So it's much better for you if you elevate your melatonin through normal processes. I'm not saying you should never take it, but the only dosage I saw in here was 2 milligrams per day for the blood pressure. I didn't see any other dose that they gave in this article. So remember, melatonin is a hormone. When you take a hormone exogenously or from outside in, that gives the body a negative feedback to slow down or stop making that hormone. So you're going to have to be very careful about taking melatonin. And I would say maybe 2 milligrams a day might be the most you'd want to take. So you could try that. We carry some melatonin in our office. We carry very good products with some melatonin in it. So you can come by our office and get it. Otherwise, I just want you to be aware of the powerful effects of melatonin and the ways that it decreases, the ways you can increase it, and hopefully this information will help you with any health issues that you may have or maybe preventing some health issues. So this is Dr. Paul Firnhaber, Lincoln Disc and Nutrition, 4535 Normal Boulevard in Lincoln, Nebraska. And our clinic phone number is 402-488-2220. So if you want to get in touch with us, you can call us. Have a great Christmas, and we'll see you next week.